Hi everyone, I'm April, and you're watching the Tangled Cat Speaks, and this is a craft edition. Now, this is where I talk about all of the things that I have been working on and mostly finishing throughout the past month. So let's go ahead and get started on that. And I really only have two things finished to talk about. The first thing is a pair of socks that I made for my daughter. They were technically Christmas socks, but I couldn't not give them to her. I was so excited to have them done, and it's getting cold in the house, and she just loves to wear thick socks around the house. So I didn't want to make her wait, and I was so excited because they were so pretty. I will put up a picture over here to show you what they looked like knit up. Those socks, actually, I have some yarn left. I had two skeins of this. This was a Pandia's Jewels worsted weight yarn. It's a 100% superwash merino. There's no nylon in this. And it was Pandia Jewels cozy worsted in the peppermint color. And I had two of them. They were 100 grams, 218 yards each. And I wasn't sure if I was going to have enough with just one skein for two socks. So I went ahead and opened up both skeins. And yeah, I had barely enough because the socks ended up using a total of about 95 grams. So I had a little more than half of each skein left, but it's so super pretty pinks and maroons and little bits of aqua. We've got some Christmassy greens, tiny bits of yellow, super pretty. And I love how they spiraled up, and you can tell that they were two different skeins because the spiraling ended up a little bit different on the second sock, which is perfectly normal. That's what happens when you use a hand-dyed variegated yarn. But they turned out so nice. So I think I want to save this and make myself at some point, maybe next Christmas, or who knows, maybe sooner, I don't know, a cowl for myself. The other thing that I wanted to show you is what I'm wearing. This is my campsite cardie that I started 3 years ago. This was part of at the time, Jana from Pearl Together was doing a make along with this campsite cardie. I think it's Alicia Plummer that did the pattern. I'm not positive, but I will put it up here. And I was following along great with the make along, and then I finished the body, and then I put it down and never went back to it for 3 years. So I finally picked it up, finished the sleeves, and I did the collar. I kind of want to make the collar a little wider. I mean, it fits the way that it's supposed to fit. It's an open front cardigan. But I find myself wanting to like really snuggle in it. So I think I may just take off the cast off because it's a collar and ribbing kind of thing that goes from the bottom all the way around and then back down the other side. So I'm kind of thinking I want to just take off the cast off or the bind off and add some more width to this, maybe 1/2 inch on each side. Not a lot, and I have plenty of yarn left over. So I'm super excited with that. And if I haven't already done it, I'm going to put up a picture over here of what it looks like with me standing up, because I'm not going to stand up right now. I'm not wearing pants. Actually, I'm wearing pajamas, but you don't need to see me in pajamas. So let's talk about what I've been working on. I did mention this before. This is a crochet top that I am making, and it's my daughter's actual other Christmas present that she knows I'm making it, and I've had to have her stand and so I can make sure that I'm making it the right size and everything. But every time I've had her close her eyes because I haven't told her about the skulls. Look at them. It's so cool. So this is the back panel. And now I'm just ready to start doing the shaping for the upper, where the shoulders are going to connect. And then I'm going to get started on the front panel, which will be a little bit wider just because she kind of fits in between two sizes. So I figured I would make the back panel one size and the front panel the bigger size, and hope that it works out from there. It'll be seamed all the way around, so it'll be a pullover, and then some kind of balloony sleeves. So it'll be super, super cute. The sleeves will also have the skulls on it. This is the skull and cone top, and I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of the designer, but I will also put that up here. It is a completely Spanish pattern, and since I've started it, as far as I know, it hasn't been translated to any other languages. So I don't speak Spanish. I definitely don't read Spanish, and I definitely don't read Spanish crochet patterns or knitting patterns for that matter. So I've been using Google Translate to try to help me. Like, I'll highlight a little bit on the pattern, and then I'll copy and paste over to Google Translate and try to figure out from there. There's some things, you know what, I'm talking about the completely wrong pattern. That one is in English. It is translated. It's this other one that I'm working on that's completely in Spanish that I am trying to translate, and having there's some things that the literal translation, I have to try to figure out how that works into knitting terminology, because it might not be exact. So I'm trying to figure that out. But some of the instructions are a little different than what I understand. So a lot of this, I'm just kind of winging it. But I am following a basic pattern. And you can see it's a stuffy. This is for my son's Christmas. And, don't worry about my kids seeing anything on this podcast, because they don't watch my episodes. Ingrates. Just kidding. No. But they are very knit-worthy, so it's fine. So this is I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, because like I said, this is a completely Spanish pattern. But it's Boni mi gatito. So it's a cute little cat, and I need to do the ears, and it has a bow tie. I'm working on the arms right now. And did I mention a tail? There's going to be a tail, obviously. Now the thing with this one is, excuse me, I'm going to come in a little close here for a second. I'm doing this on US size 3s needles, which are the 3.25 millimeter. The yarn is supposed to be like a worsted Aran, maybe a heavy DK, that kind of thing. So what I'm doing is holding this fingering weight yarn, which is, I don't know what they call this kind of dyeing, but it's like if you open up the whole skein, the loop is mostly white, except for maybe something that wide that has these rainbow colors. So it's like if you were to knit it just flat stockinette in the single strand, it would be all white, and then every now and then you would have a blip of a rainbow here and there. I'm holding this double, so I'm pulling from both the inside and the outside, and I'm holding it with a mohair. This is mohair that I got off of Temu. Don't get on there. Oh my goodness, they have so much stuff, and it's difficult because a lot of this yarn, that's all I've bought off of Temu is yarn, and a lot of it is, the labels are in another Asian language that I don't know, and I had a hard time trying to find an app that would let me hold the camera up to the the label to translate. This one I kind of did, and I don't have the label anymore. I'll put what the label said up here. But this is a mohair polyester, I believe. It's a huge skein, but rather inexpensive considering the size. So I'm holding that with this doubled. Now, the problem with this is it's not very big, but because I'm holding all 3 strands and I'm doing it on size 3, it's very, very tight because you need a dense material for a stuffy so that the stuffing doesn't poke through. But the problem with that is it seems that knitting that tight in the round on DPNs is stressful, and I'm holding it super tight, and somehow the knitting needles are hitting me in here somewhere on both hands. And after about halfway through that, my fingertips on just the middle fingers were going numb. That was weird. So I've taken off a week from working on it. I'm going to get back to it probably tomorrow and see how much I can get done before the numbness starts coming, because there's just, I don't know if it's because I've been knitting for so long and this is a new thing that is I just got to live with, or if it's because I'm knitting such a dense fabric. We shall see in the future. I do know that it doesn't bother me when I'm crocheting. I'm thinking it's just because I'm knitting super tight and it's very fiddly, and it's just hitting, the needles are hitting my fingers in a weird place and causing me some numbness. Not fun. And let's see, that's about what I'm currently working on. I've showed you what I've finished. I do have some other Christmas gifts that I want to make. Let's get the bag of goodies here. I'm going to use this yarn, which is an old 3 Irish Girls yarn. This was their Springvale sock yarn. It's not going to focus, of course. I don't know why I try. Springvale sock. It's 100% superwash merino wool. And this colorway is called Kraken. You can see it's kind of like a midnight, dark, kind of a teal blue. I've got 2 skeins of this. So I'm going to make some socks for my son, my other son. He's got huge feet. So I think I'm going to use most of both skeins. And then his fiance, she is super petite, and I've always wanted to make this top by Gorilla Knits called I think it's a wrap tank, and it's a racerback tank top that's like open in front, and you just kind of wrap the ties around your waist to close it. And I'm going to do that in this pretty, minus the cat here, this pretty burgundy color. There's not a color name on here, but this is Mayflower Class 1. I got this off of the Hobie website, and this is 75/25 nylon and merino, superwash merino. And when I knit a top for myself, it's many skeins. For her, it's going to be this. She's super petite, and it's a pattern that I thought was cool, and I knew I was never going to make it for myself, but I bought it anyway because it was cool, and now I have somebody to make it for, and I think she's going to look good in this color. I've never actually seen her wear this color, but maybe she'll start wearing it because I think it's going to look really pretty on her skin tone. She does like, I tend to see her in a lot of neutrals or autumn type colors like oranges and yellows, beiges, camel color. So I think that burgundy color is going to fit perfect with her skin tone. So I'm super excited about that. Other than that, that is all I have going on. That's all for this time, and I will see you again in the new year. So, happy holidays to everyone, and I will see you again next time. Thanks for spending a little bit of time with me.